Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I have exhausted all options to try to kill these weeds in my gravel paths and nothing has worked. I first started out with using that tarp, hoping that weeds wouldn't grow through, but when I mow the lawn, I tend to do it towards the gravel path. The grass seeds or whatever kind of flowers are growing in the grass, those shoot into the gravel paths and a bunch of weeds grow. I tried salt and hoped that the salt would, like the rain would hit the salt and the salt would get into the gravel paths and kill all the weeds, but that didn't work either. And I feel like I'm running out of options, and the last option I had was to hire somebody to spray the gravel paths. So that's what I did. I ended up hiring someone, and they are going to be using an herbicide. It's not an pesticide. It's not going to be killing any insects or anything, but it does kill the weeds. He did tell me that when this spray is put over the weeds, that if the rains hit it, it's not going to run off into the grass, because anything that this solution touches, it kills as far as weeds go. He didn't do it anywhere around the gardens. So I feel that this is my last option. It is affordable. It's only about $40 a month, and yes, it does have to be done once a month just to keep the weeds at bay. We're going to go outside. I'm going to show you the paths and what we're working with, and then we're going to wait for him to arrive, and it'll only take about 20 minutes. I do believe he's bringing his four-wheeler and a sprayer attachment on the back. It's easier to spread the spray. I originally thought he was going to be walking and using a backpack sprayer, but I was wrong, and I'm sure riding on something is going to be a lot easier. Let's go outside. I'm going to show you the paths and what is taken over the gravel paths and what he's going to be treating. I am going to start right here in the parking lot slash driveway. All of that is weeds that have been growing through. All of that is supposed to be gravel, just gravel, but there are so many weeds growing through that I don't even know if guests know where to park, because it doesn't look like a proper parking lot anymore. But hopefully we are going to fix that, as well as in this driveway. This was a double poured driveway, and as you could see, tons of weeds, tons and tons of weeds. And now as we come over here to where I started the paths, you can barely even see the paths because there are so many weeds. The weeds have taken over. There's this one little section that doesn't have any weeds in it because I had wood chips dropped in this section right there, and they came all the way out here. For a while, there was not anything growing there. This path continues all the way down here. All of this has just been overrun with weeds. This is the path. I mean, these weeds are so tall that they just keep growing and growing and growing. The whole thing, it looks just like grass. It looks like there's no path underneath, but we are going to revive this whole section. And as we come around here, the path actually doesn't have as many weeds in this section right here because this canvas of trees covers this, so the sun is not allowing any of those weed seeds to grow in this area. I also do not mow the lawn in this area. Like, I don't come down here and I don't come down here, just because there's not many weeds that grow along the sides of these. But when you hit the sunny area again, where the weeds can start to grow again, that's where they start to grow. So our canvas of trees stops right here, and that's where our weeds start again. All in these paths. Now, mind you, this is showing because there's a slope right here, so all of the rains and all of it has just washed it all down hill. So again, this whole area filled with weeds. This is another little section that has a couple trees here, so not many weeds grow in this area, but there's still a couple sneaking through. And then when the trees stop, of course, the weeds start again. And it gets so bad over in this section by the tiny house that, again, it does not look like there's even a walking path here, but this whole thing is a path that is just covered with weeds. And as we come around here, there's some weeds still in the path, but it's just not cool. I don't like it at all. At least this area is a little bit better. Even the path to the tiny house has a little gravel path, and there is weeds growing all within it. This is the RV section. Same thing happened here. There's a ton of weeds in the gravel paths. There is a canvas of trees covering this whole area, so the weeds are a lot less abundant than other areas of the property. You can see a lot of the weeds in the gravel paths there, but not as much in these sections. But I'm gonna have him spray in here too, just because there are weeds that grow through here. Like, this is a double poured spot, and only the left side has tarp under it. But this double poured spot right here, they just went over the grass. And of course, there's weeds growing through that. One thing I want to note is that this is a pine tree, and all of these pine needles that have fallen have basically smothered any weeds from growing up in this section. That's a good thing, but I don't have pine trees on the whole property to do that. It's still probably just a good idea that we spray these paths. I do have the sprayer guy here. He's going to spray all of the gravel paths just to get the weeds. I do have a guest here, so he's going to be going around this car. He brought his four-wheeler, and there's a mixture on top of he did get these paths. As you can see, it's basically leaving a wet layer on this whole path. So eventually all of the weeds in this path are going to die. Now he is also doing the RV section because there is gravel in the entire RV section. The spot is double poured, and he is doing an 8-foot layer of weed spray. Ooh, this looks like it's got wings to make the sprayer bigger. Now he is going to be doing this once a month just to keep the gravel paths completely free of weeds because it's just gotten out of control. Oh no, he's backing up and he's doing the 2 spots that are over there. Oh, look at that. Oh, so cool. Now it's not hitting any of the flowers or things that I'm growing because it does kill everything around it. There's one more path to do.
Really cool.
Now he's also doing this section of the parking lot. So this is the sprayer that he used. It's like an attachment. Well, actually, no, it looks like it extends. Oh, that is so cool. He is doing the rest of the driveway and through that area of the chicken coop. He's actually going to do one more round of this spray and finish out the tank. It's pretty cool how easily it's done. I actually thought he was going to be coming with a regular sprayer when I first asked him if he could do it. This is one of my friends, so this is his job. He does this every day. Back for round 3, just to use up what's in the tank. Now hopefully all of these paths are going to be nice and clear again so that my guests can find where to walk, because it really is hard to locate the path with all the weeds in the way. This is the machine that he used. It's just a 4-wheeler. Pretty cool. This is exactly 1 week later after I had the gravel path sprayed, and as you guys can see, it is starting to die because of the solution that was put on there. So over time, when cars are driving over this, that'll all crunch up and just go back into the ground. I don't think I'm gonna take the time to pull all of these, but there is a lot of them, and you could see a clear difference from a week ago from before it was sprayed. That was spraying my gravel paths with this herbicide. Hopefully these weeds start to die, and month after month we're just going to be keeping maintenance of the gravel paths, and they're going to look a lot nicer. Guests and myself are going to be able to find the paths. And one thing I don't want to do is pull the weeds. Like, I don't want to have to pull all the weeds after it is sprayed, just because there is way too many this time to pull. My friend who did the spraying actually said that you probably don't have to pull up the weeds, and if enough driving is done on it or walking is done on it, the dried up weeds will shrivel up and go back into the ground anyway. We are hoping for that. If it does look like a mess, I'll probably get out there and pull some of the weeds, but we're gonna see what happens month to month, and it's only gonna be done until maybe November, mid-November, and then we're going to stop for the winter and then restart again in March. You guys will see updates on my posts on social media to see how this is coming along, and of course anyone who comments, if this works, I will be letting you know in a couple months to see if it does. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you could receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thanks guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. So you can see a lot of the gravel weeds Don't put that.